In this video we're going to talk about adding problems and diagnoses. This is important not only to accurately categorize what's going on with a patient, but also to make your handover list and your admission and daily review pages relevant, without having to duplicate information manually. Starting at the critical care work list, I'm going to select a test patient. From the left-hand menu, I've already opened Problems and Diagnoses. To recap, a diagnosis is something being addressed this visit, or a presenting complaint, or something that has happened during this admission, whereas problems you think of better as past medical history. To speed up this process, I've selected a number of different favourites, but you can also search within the box here. I'm going to select a laparotomy. Change its type to discharge so that it appears on the discharge paperwork, and change it to confirmed so that it will appear on our critical care work list. I'll remain the responsible clinician, but you can equally search for other providers or delete this if you don't think a specific clinician is required. However, I do want to adjust how this will be displayed, as this patient has had an emergency laparotomy. That appears on our critical care work list but remains under the code of laparotomy, so that it'll be relevant to future admissions. Here I'm going to click OK. I'm going to say that this patient has got hypertension as a past medical history, and because it's a frequently occurring problem, I've saved it within my favourites. Once again, I'm going to leave this as confirmed and no flags and active. The date, I'm going to say that this was diagnosed last year. Slightly unrealistic for this test patient. And remove myself from the responsible clinician. These will now appear in our critical care work list once I click refresh. As you can see, the coded laparotomy diagnosis is appearing as emergency laparotomy by changing the display as version, and the past medical history appears under the problems list. If you want to set up your own favourites, simply navigate back to the Problems and Diagnoses section, and when searching for a specific term, for example, laparotomy for staging of ovarian cancer, click on Add to Favourites. You can put these within subfolders. Here I've got elective surgical and ICU diagnoses.